Alright, so what you're gonna want to do is sear the meat on the top and the bottom, and you want to sear the edges, because that's how you're going to get the perfection. You're going to want to finish it in the... Whoa, shit. Oh, are we recording?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, crap. No. This is... where's my script? Welcome to GuESPers. It's a comedy podcast where Alex...
and Mason
try to strengthen our relationship by learning to read each other's minds.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
And... there's only one rule in this podcast. Sorry, I'm still checking my note cards. And it is no copyrighted material.
Absolutely none.
None, boys. Or you get a penalty and you go to the penalty box. This is hockey.
Yeah, so like that is what they say. They say like you should stand the steak like on its side and let the side sear too.
Huh, I was talking about pineapple. You were talking about steaks?
Pineapple?
What? Who are you?
Oh.
And now, to prep our minds for the mind reading, we must mind meld. And within a mind meld, we count down alternating sides until we find a similar wavelength in which we can ride out for the duration of the podcast. Mason, are you ready to meld minds?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I'm so full of liquid. I drank a lot of tea and a lot of water, but I hit my water goal. But I sloshed like a fucking waterbed right now. Alright. 3,
2,
1. Cat
violin.
bed. Cool. Cat bed violin. Alright. Oh man. Okay.
Okay.
3,
2, 1.
1.
Alley
Antique
cat.
chair. What did violence have to do with an alley cat?
I don't know. I thought about the Aristocats when they're all like.
Okay. We're not supposed to be talking about it. Okay.
What was yours?
Antique chair. Yeah, it was like... No, I'm not supposed to explain it. I'll explain it later.
I just wanted to know like what it was you said. Okay.
Okay. 3,
2,
1.
1.
Wallpaper. Antiques roadshow.
Yeah.
I was thinking like... what kind of person has a violin and a cat bed? Probably someone who also has an antique chair and maybe flowery wallpaper, because they got like an aesthetic going.
Cool.
What am I? What the fuck happened over on your side? You were like
trying
violin, alley cat, antiques roadshow.
I didn't say Antiques Roadshow.
You
It's
just said
copyrighted. I said
roadshow.
roadshow.
I mean, what is a roadshow other than for antiques?
Well, it's copyrighted, and so I just said roadshow.
You ever just like watch Antiques Roadshow?
Yeah.
Is that a full stop? There's
Yeah,
nothing
I mean,
to talk about here.
when I was little, it would just be on sometimes, and sometimes it would be the only thing that was on. So.
Was a family member watching it, or
yes,
were you like,
most of the time. I hardly ever like just put on the Antiques Roadshow of my own volition.
Gotcha. We got a little bit of housekeeping before we go forward. Mason, talk about Math Blaster. It's in my notes.
Oh shit! Yeah, Math Blaster. So, in a couple different episodes now, we have discussed games that we would play in the computer lab in elementary school, and Alex still has not figured out hers, but I, through heavy sleuthing and a just random coincidence when I was listening to an episode of My Brother and Me, figured out that my game was Math Blaster. And there's this little green guy, like I remembered. I believe I said there was a little green guy in
I believe it.
in the episode. Yeah, Math Blaster, man. Fucking math blast from the past.
You heard it here first. So if you are also searching for an antique kids game that is from a bygone era, maybe it's Math Blaster. Maybe give Math Blaster a little look up.
There are many different Math Blasters. There was like Math Blasters ages 4 through whatever Math Blasters.
You got the Math Blaster Platinum, Math Blaster Gold. You could be a Math Blaster Black member.
Oh my god.
They give you a steel credit card.
There is also, by the way, a Math Blaster SNES cartridge.
Fuck off.
Yeah,
there was a SNES game?
There was a Math Blaster SNES game.
That is hilarious. I'm trying to decide if it had more or less utility than it would have on a computer drive.
Probably less.
Probably less.
Probably less.
That's what I want. Less. Oh, man. Oh, man. Alright. Now it's time for everybody's favorite part of the podcast where I arbitrarily come up with a question to decide who goes first, and it's the last person who picked up a crumb from the floor. Picked up a crumb from the floor. When is the last time you did that?
When's the last time you did that?
I stepped on a piece of rice when I was making breakfast quesadillas like 40 minutes ago.
I also remember you picking up a piece of cheese off the floor.
The rice was after the cheese because it was next to the sink, and when I stepped on it, I went, ah, crap, did I step on another piece of cheese? I could have sworn I only dropped a little bit, and then it was a grain of rice, which is like a true mystery because we haven't eaten rice since like last week, so that somehow eluded the vacuum cleaner, which is like, what?
That's wild.
The kitchen is a mystical place.
Yep, it's definitely you. You were definitely the
You haven't walked around and been like, what's that? Pick it up.
I don't think I've picked up a crumb off the floor at least all day today.
See a crumb and pick it up all day long, you won't have ants. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes.
Archer would be proud.
This is how you get ants. Grain of rice. Alright, so I get to... Oh my god.
You get to go first.
I get to go first.
I know.
I'm like a beautiful blossoming flower in spring.
Even in our guest episode, you went dead last. So
Didn't know when I swatted a fly.
this is a rare occurrence. Alex getting to go first.
I swatted a fly. I guess I'll die. He did the meme of the old man meme where he's like, guess I'll die.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that's from. Probably Tim and Eric. It feels Eric and Timmy.
Timmy and Ericy.
Timothy and I guess Eric is just maybe Derek, and they've like shortened it. Does Eric have a full name, or is Eric the full name?
I think Eric is the full name.
Okay. It's just a coinky dink that Derek shares. It's kind of like Andrew and Drew. Just because you're a Drew doesn't mean you're an Andrew.
That's true. Although normally Drew is short for Andrew. We just happen to know a Drew that is just a Drew.
I've known more Drews that were just Drews than I've known Andrews.
Really?
Yeah, true. There was the one from high school that I was friends with, and then the one now. And
two.
The only other Andrew I've known is Andrew.
Yeah.
So
you've known
I'm
three
at
Drews.
a 2-to-1 Kool-Aid mixture, like sugar to like water.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I need more sugar, probably. Okay, I'm gonna go first. Go.
Dang, already.
I'm too full of water to take time.
Okay, so I
Try not to move. You'll jiggle me. No. I can feel the water sloshing inside of me.
I am imagining a rushing river with many of those. What are they called? I guess they'd be rapids. Those like little mini waterfalls.
Yeah, rapids.
With many rapids, and there's a bunch of salmon jumping upstream in it, but one of them can't quite crest one of the rapids. He's like having a hard time. He keeps like just smacking into the rapid and going back.
I think it would be a waterfall because a rapid, I think, is just what you call the rapidly moving water.
Okay.
So I think there's a lot of little tiny waterfalls in rivers.
Yeah.
We've all seen them.
Yeah, where it's like the cliff's like only about maybe a couple feet tall.
Hey, salmon can swim like up waterfalls when they're sperming or whatever the fuck spawning.
They're just so fucking
jacked. Have you seen the like? I didn't want to know what a salmon looked like when it was in its spawn mode, but now I do. Have you seen that image?
No.
They basically turn into a completely different looking fish. They grow a horn. They get much wider.
They grow
their
a horn?
Their fins get really fucked up, and their mouths get really big. Like, they look fucking scary.
Holy
shit. I've recently... I didn't, like, Snopes it or anything to see if it was real, but I saw the picture and I went, wow, if that's real, that's some Eldritch Horror bullshit. Fuck that. And then moved on with my life like I do with most things.
Coming up at you against the current.
If you're just like in a really fast running current, like yeah, you know me, just catch me out during salmon spawning season, just chilling.
You ever okay, well here I'll ask this. When you go to a water park,
Okay.
what's the last thing you do?
I think you want me to say lazy river, right?
Yeah.
No, I open with the lazy river.
You open with
Fuck it. I am going to return to the lazy river over and over again because that's like one of the best parts, especially if your lazy river is a good one and it has like a little pool in the center and the current, you can create a whirlpool in that center fucking like hollow, and then you just can't get back out. You ever done that? Yeah, so
No.
the nanatorium had a lazy river, right? And it's kind of like I'm drawing a really oblong looking, like, God, it's like much wider than a circle, like a rectangular circle, and there's like a part that goes in. Anyway, but in the middle is a perfect circle dip that you could go into. I don't know if you need like a break or like whatever.
A break from your leisurely float.
River, yeah. And so what you do is you get all your friends to go into the circle, and then all of you swim really fast around. And like, I'm sure you've tried to recreate this in a small pool, right? Where all your friends swim around the edges trying to create a mini whirlpool.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Now if you do it and there's a lazy river
That's already kind of helping the current.
Oh my god. I shit you not. I tried to get out 4 times, and every time, there was even a time I comically, like, clung to the wall, like, desperately trying to pull myself back into the lazy river, but the current was too strong, so I just kept getting whipped back into the whirlpool, and I was like, I am a creature of my own demise, because I was the one that instructed all the kids to do it.
I remember. Oh my god, that sparked a memory. I remember I was really little, not little enough to where like I couldn't be in water alone, you know, but like still pretty young. I was like 8, maybe 9.
I feel you.
And we were at a water park, and we were going to the lazy river, and we were waiting on one of my brothers to
excuse me,
to get to the entrance so we could all go in together. And I guess I got a little too close to the entrance, and I just started going away, and I was like, Mom! 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 And so I just had to go around by myself.
That is so funny. Oh man, I'm just imagining little Mason just like losing his friggin' mind.
Yeah, and I would also, another fun thing I would do is so like the sides, most of the bottom is like pebbly and not
it's
pleasant.
Fucking gross.
And then, but then like the sides were like at this lazy river lined with tile, so I'd get over there and I would like surf it. I would like get, because it was like slick.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Did you ever like get yourself in a position where you tried not to touch the floor and you tried to like balance your whole body so
and
that
just,
you could
like,
just cruise the waves, like not even using the tiles, you're just surfing the ground basically, like surf the wave, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
What was your guess?
It was the Batman book with the salmon, and we started talking about salmon when they were in heat.
You were close in that it was liquid.
I figured.
But that's pretty much like where it stops.
That was pretty easy to figure out.
I was imagining a beautiful hand-knit doily.
Okay.
And upon the doily is a saucer, and on the saucer is a teacup full of piping hot tea. It's like a floral teacup, got little flower designs on it. Very beautiful.
What kind of tea?
Brown tea. Yep.
That sounds nasty.
I mean, most fucking generic teas are brownish liquids.
You're talking about like your standard southern sweet tea.
Earl Grey. No, it's not. You're not gonna put sweet tea hot in a fancy tea. I mean, you could.
Good.
You wouldn't though, like, because it's not. That's because when you say southern tea, you're thinking cold ass sweet tea.
Yeah. Some Red Diamond bullshit.
We're talking fucking breakfast blend black Earl Grey bullshit.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I also wanted. So Every water
You're
park.
just gonna dump the tea thing and dump right back into the water park?
Yeah, no, I mean, we got it. There's tea. It was black tea. I thought it was sweet tea, and it was hot. Haha, I'm stupid. We're gonna move back into the water park.
Stupid. I mean, you could drink hot sweet tea. I just don't really know why.
Yeah, why would you? They're just gonna pour some Red Diamond into a mug and stick it in the microwave for 30 seconds.
All of our British listeners, which is 0 of them, would be like, you heathen. Oh, sorry, you heathen. Bloody.
Wanker.
Blight. Blight on the universe. Dude, fucking Ganon's water blight over here.
Ganon, water blight Ganon.
Your water blight Ganon. Okay, tell me about water parks.
Wave pools.
Wave pools.
They each have a lazy. They always have a lazy river. They always have a wave pool.
You want to know a secret?
What?
Don't tell anybody. I've never been to a water park with a wave pool.
You've never been to a water, but they all have wave pools. What are you talking about?
They don't all have wave pools. They don't. I can contest to that. I've never been to one with a wave pool.
Also, the wave pool. So, like, the lazy river is nice because it's all moved, but the wave pool is just kind of like doing
I know,
the wave thing.
I've seen one.
It's super fucking crowded. It's always crowded and it's always horrible.
Then I'm glad I haven't been to a place that had one. It sounds dumb.
Wave pools are stupid, and there's always a third thing most water parks have, and that's the kiddie place with the giant bucket that fills up and then
just
jumps.
Die.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. The park of celebration, they have a bucket just like on the premises. Like their water park is just on the ground. It's like a park. And there's the sandbox, and then there's the water park, and there's like no pools or anything. It's just fucking, you're just walking. What's that spongy AstroTurf? It's not like grass, but it's like, you know what I'm talking about, that like spongy material?
Yeah, that's what the playground at my elementary school had.
Yeah, that's what they line the water park with, which makes it slippery as fuck, which just seems like a hazard.
I also feel like that's a mildew fucking disaster waiting to happen.
They have a fucking bucket. And so, for my 7th grade treat, my particular, because they split us up into like houses, my particular house won the like, I don't know, best of 7th grade. I don't really fucking understand how it worked. But anyway, just my class got to go to the park of celebration for our first half of the day of school, right? And it was right when they turned on the fucking water. So it was March, and it was still very cold.
Aww.
And so we all got fucking soaking wet because we played in the water park, and then there was like not enough warmth to dry us, and nobody brought like towels or extra clothes, so we went back to fucking school just soaking wet, and they like, and we had to go through the rest of our day, the like final periods of our classes and stuff. I have so many
tracking water throughout the school.
I gave up on my shoes. I mean, it's one of many times I've literally just lost my shoes in an event.
You just had to throw them away?
I went to a Renaissance fair when I was in 9th grade, and hey, spoiler alert, they build the fairground on what is essentially just a dirt patch. And guess what? It rained the weekend before we went. So the dirt turned into mud, and I literally lost my shoes in the mud. And I was, like, they suctioned off of my feet. So I just was like, fuck it, walk barefoot for the rest of the day.
Hey, you're at the Ren Fair.
I brought my shoes home with me because I knew my mom would kill me if I just left my shoes. And instead, she was just really pissed off, and she just threw them into the trash. She was like, I literally can't even clean your Vans. Like, fuck it. I'm just going to throw these shoes away. You piece of shit. Why did you do? I'm like, what the fuck was I supposed to do? It's not like I could buy shoes at the Ren Fair. Well, maybe I could have, but, like, they would have been really expensive.
Yeah, well, fuck that. Like, also, one, you're at the Ren Fair. It's not like anybody's gonna look at you weird if you're barefoot. A lot of people were probably barefoot.
I don't think you should be barefoot, though.
Well, no, like, but I mean, it fits with the whatever.
Yeah. Wait, what are we talking about? I'm really, like, not... I'm
you
sloshed.
Lost your shoes.
No, like, funny. Before that. We got wet at the water park. Oh, wave pools.
Yeah, wave pools.
And then the bucket.
And then the bucket.
Yeah. Yeah. What did I say? A slide? Yeah, every water, even if it's a lame slide, they got a slide.
Well, yeah, what the fuck's a water park without something? That's like their roller coaster.
That's like their roller... You know, I've never been to a place with, like, a crazy fucking slide, though.
You've never been to a place with crazy fucking side?
No, I've never been to like the market. What are the fucking marketed ones in the whole world? There's fucking Hawaiian Falls. There's
Schlitterbahn.
fucking Schlitterbahn.
As a Texas boy, I got a rep Schlitterbahn.
There's fucking all the ones
So
in California.
So you've never really been on a water coaster, basically.
No.
Or what's the one in DFW? I only ever went there once.
I mean, you're naming places that like I wouldn't have had a chance to go to in DFW.
Hurricane Harbor. It's the one right across the street from Six Flags. It's like they're like both owned by the same people, I think. I don't know.
I can't remember what the ones in California are called. I can't. It's impossible.
I'm sure there's some dope ass water parks in fucking California.
I'm sure.
Oh man, there's a water park in my head that I won't say, but I got it. It's so where they got one water coaster there. Woo, so cool.
Mm-hmm. You can coast. It's on water, baby. You know where it's at. So you should.
Yeah, it's technically my turn.
Do it. Did you scratch your head bad?
No, my Fitbit stupid rubber strap caught my hair.
I love the Fitbit. I fucking hate this strap. It gets caught on all my hair all the time. All the time.
Okay.
Do it.
My turn. It's Mason's turn.
Mason should do it.
Okay. Go.
We're looking at a switchboard, and it's like blinking lights and technology, and swishes and swooshes and blinkers and bloobles. And what's that? Oops, something moved. It's a techno mouse. It's a mouse.
Techno mouse.
Mouse made of technology, not like a mouse that you click, right click, delete. Not that kind of mouse. It's like a real mouse, but it's made out of technology, and it's a robo mouse.
That's pretty cool.
And he's like, and then he like moves across the server board or whatever.
Is he like controlling it, or is he just there?
I think he's just like on it. Like he's the new pest. It's like a digital mouse.
Does he know Pizza Rat?
What's Pizza Rat?
You know what Pizza Rat is.
Not right now, I don't.
The
From
meme.
We Bear Bears?
That's also a real fucking thing.
Yeah, Pizza Rat. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
There's like a Pizza Rat sexy Halloween costume. Yeah, Pizza Rat.
Yeah,
I know
Pizza Rat.
Yeah.
Does Robo Mouse know Pizza Rat?
I think that this is in the far-flung future.
So Pizza Rat's probably dead by now.
Pizza Rat has been what is it called when you like create something to like honor something else? He's it's not embezzled. What's it called?
Immortalized?
He's been immortalized in this digital rat, probably.
Ah, Robo Mouse is the immortalization of Pizza Rat?
Yeah, sure, now he is.
Oh, that's dope.
He wasn't originally, but he can be. It doesn't matter. Yeah, and so if you click on him, he like pops up a hologram of like, Pizza Rat. I don't know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yep. So, did I nail it?
No.
Did I get close?
You got that it was like supernatural.
Ooh, what else? I mean, a tech board isn't really supernatural.
But
It's something that
Robo
exists
Mouse,
now.
it's like he's not like a fucking
Give us like
Nintendog.
20
He's like
years and there's gonna be Robo Misses.
he's like an autonomous fucking thing.
Telling you, 20 years, Robo Mice.
Robo Mice.
You heard it here first, folks.
No, my thing was an alien kendo tournament.
Kendo? Like
Yeah.
with the swords?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What? Are their swords still made of bamboo? Do they have bamboo on their home
Yeah,
planet?
it's like all the same stuff, but it's like aliens.
They're
So it's
just
like
aliens.
you've got like a gray there. You've got like one of those like two-headed.
Oh,
Like,
we're talking
crazy
multi-species.
aliens. Yeah.
We're talking interplanetary kendo.
This is an intergalactic kendo tournament, but it's like all crazy alien
I want there to be
species.
like one human guy.
Yeah,
It's like
they're
one
just
regular
Greg.
dude. Yeah, this Greg. You know, Japanese Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah, Japanese Greg. Japanese Greg. Oh, he's very famous. He's famous from
Earth.
I cannot believe today my first match is against Japanese Greg. I do not know what I'm going to do. Japanese Greg always wrecks house.
All right, we've got match 1A coming up. Will Greg and
No,
Glorkirk.
Mason, you've got it backwards. This is the intergalactic planetary kendo match. So we're gonna have an alien announcer. So he's gonna be like, and Japanese Greg. It's pronounced Greg. Greg.
Why is Japanese a part of his name?
I don't know, because you gotta know what country he came from.
Japanese Greg.
He's gotta
Wouldn't it be Greg from Japan?
We gotta distinguish him from Vancouver Greg, who's like...
Is there two Gregs in this interplanetary fucking kendo
Maybe
tournament?
they went head to head, Greg to Greg, and they... Sorry, I laughed at my own joke. They went Greg to Greg, and then they like... It's still good, right?
That sounds like a weird sex move.
No, it doesn't. It
Greg
sounds
to
like
Greg.
the sequel to Pete and Pete.
There could never be a sequel to Pete.
Yeah, it is. It's about their kids, Greg and Greg.
They both named their kids Greg.
I don't know. Yes. I don't know anything about Pete and Pete. Anyway, yeah, so, like, it's really famous. You got Canadian Greg and Japanese Greg, and they're in the Earth-wide kendo tournament, and it was, like, a big showdown to see who would go on to the intergalactic matchup. Who was gonna... It's kind of like the Miss America pageant, but for kendo playing, and also the playing field is, like, the actual universe.
Whoa.
Also, it is real fucking presumptuous of us to crown people Miss Universe when we're the only planet competing.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, fuck! How do you know Miss fucking A564B? No, well, I don't know. We name
From
planets
Alpha
like
Centauri.
from Alpha Centauri isn't way hotter than the chick who won. I don't remember. I don't pay much attention to this.
It's not all about physical attractiveness.
I will say, one year I sat down with my buddy Richard and we looked at every single contestant for like Miss... I guess it is Miss Universe when it's every country, right?
Yeah.
And
it's not Miss World.
I literally went, Miss Mexico's gonna win. And that was the year that she fucking won. I like, out of all of the countries, I called which person was gonna win based on their headshot.
That's dope.
Yeah, it was fucking dope.
That's like, I did it twice in a row where, this is a lot less impressive, but where, just based off of the auditions, I called the winner of American Idol.
I mean, that just says you got the ear for the music.
Yeah,
it's not less impressive. That's just as impressive.
But at least I had, like, the talent to go off of. You literally just looked at a picture and was like, her.
Yeah, I mean, I felt it. I felt her aura through her photo and was like, she's gonna win. Okay. I really like your kendo tournament. It sounds great. And I love that the sport of kendo was brought to other planets and they were like, that's the sport we want. Not soccer and or football or baseball. They were like, oh, kendo, that's the sport we're gonna pick up. And a little bit of fencing.
A little bit of fencing.
Yeah,
they just like the swords.
They like the swords. It's like a fun thing. That's their, so you know, like spaghetti westerns. So like they and they're millions of light years away. Only just barely started receiving transmissions, and it was for like old old samurai movies, and they latched onto that, and they were like, the whole planet is samurai movies. And then when they were like, oh yeah, we don't really use swords anymore, and they were like, too bad. Oop, here's a sport that still uses swords. This is ours now.
Are you telling me this is a Galaxy Quest situation?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
Where the aliens saw one thing and were like, this is what it is all about.
I mean, what more pure fandom is to recreate literally every inch of a fictitious ship. Like, one, the fact that the stupid sci-fi writers were able to write a ship that could exist
and work in
the universe to a point where some alien species were able to 100% recreate it.
Can I be?
And then another fan, one on Earth, Justin Long, was able to be like, the ship is broken, we need to fix it, and then he was able to use his obscure fucking knowledge to then fix the ship.
Can I be for real right
for
now?
realsies.
Never seen Galaxy Quest.
What the fuck? Why didn't you stop me like 18 lines ago so I didn't spoil anything for you?
Well, I'm gonna say none of it really is spoiled because I don't know what any of that means.
Okay, well, I'm gonna cling to that. Why haven't you seen Galaxy Quest? It's like one of the best movies ever.
Yeah, I know. You and your mom both talk about how great it is.
Other people talk about it too.
Yeah, but I've seen bits and pieces. But yeah, I know who's in it and I know like what it's about, but I've never.
I interviewed at a family video store. And one of the questions was like, if you were on a deserted island, what movie could you watch over and over again if you only had the ability to watch like one movie over and over again?
Did you choose Galaxy Quest?
I chose Galaxy Quest, and I was like, ooh, it's a tight two with Looper, right?
Looper?
I like Looper. He really liked Galaxy Quest, so I like leaned into that. And like, I would have gotten the job were it based on the interview alone, but you had to know the Dewey Decimal System, and I am already very not good with numbers. So learning the Dewey Decimal, fuck you if you truly believe that your family video is fucking actually using the fucking Dewey Decimal, because all the fucking videos are in fucking alphabetical order.
Yep.
That's bullshit. And I can't tell you how many times I picked up a DVD and it had a different DVD inside. So fuck your Dewey Decimal System. It's not actually. You know, they tried to say I stole fucking Cheech and Chong's, I don't know.
Up in Smoke.
Yes, exactly that. I was renting, like, what the fuck was I renting? I was renting a Christmas movie. That's why it was like C. It was right next to Cheech and Chong. And I grabbed the box, right? And I didn't look at the disc because a lot of those family video discs are just like, they're just all silver. And the box read the same as the case display. So I was like, okay, this is it. I took it out and popped in. It was fucking Cheech and Chong, and I was like, awesome. So I brought it back, and I like told the guy at the window. I was like, hey, I bet the Cheech and Chong. So I went over there and I grabbed Cheech and Chong, and yes, it had the Christmas movie in it. Someone literally just switched the two discs, and so I brought that up to the counter, and I successfully got the correct movie. Well, when he was doing the transaction, he marked that I had checked out the Cheech and Chong movie. And I was like, no, I fucking didn't. So when I brought that movie back, they're like, you have a late fee for Cheech and Chong. And I'm like, no, I fucking don't! Because I never even rented it. All I did was take it to the counter so that he could switch the discs and correct the error. If he scanned it, that's his problem. But thankfully, he was working that day. And he was able to explain to the other employee, like, oh, hey, no, she actually didn't. I remember this whole stupid transaction. I'm like, fucking thankfully. Because there's no way I was going to pay the late fee. There was such bullshit. Like, none of that was my fault.
None of it. That's so ridiculous.
None of that matters.
I got, would Galaxy Quest still be your desert island movie?
I could watch Scott Pilgrim like 1,000 times.
I was leading into, I was gonna say what mine was, and what's funny is they're both Edgar Wright movies. It would either be Scott Pilgrim or Baby Driver. I could watch either of those movies for forever.
I probably would still laugh at the bread joke every single time.
Oh yeah, I would probably.
What makes you fat?
I would die at milk and eggs, bitch, for the rest of my life.
So good. Okay, let's roll on this roller coaster. I'm gonna go, and here it is.
Okay, what do I got? Let's peel back this banana and see what's
I was sure you were gonna
inside.
say onion.
I thought about saying onion.
Man, I wish I had a banana. I'd fuck with a banana right now. Because you gotta buy them, and then you gotta wait like 15 days
because
until
they never
it's
sell bananas
ripe.
that aren't pre-ripe as fuck. Like, you get them and they're green, and it's like, I don't know if you've ever had a banana before it was like ready, but it like makes you never want to eat a banana again. I've definitely
done that, and that's part of the reason why I'll like go through phases. I'll be like, yeah, I like bananas, and then I'll eat one that's not ready, and I'll be like, I don't like bananas anymore.
Yeah,
I'm done.
it makes you want to throw up.
Yeah,
when you're
it
eating
totally
it.
does. And then, like, you're committed because you've opened it. You can't reseal a fucking banana. Like,
yeah, no. You're
you're
either
committed.
just have to throw it away or eat it. Either way, it's horrible.
Yeah, big bummer.
Mm. All right, so I've got here in my head an image of a table sitting in the middle of the woods.
Table.
And at the table is a little plate of cheese. And nobody's there. And a chipmunk just scurries along, notices it, hops up there. And right as he's about to eat some cheese, a man in a ghillie suit pops up and is like, I know you'd eat my cheese! And the chipmunk just runs away.
So his purpose was not to hunt, but instead to hunt for prey to scare away from his cheese.
Yeah, he's just like, he wants to see if anybody was going to steal his cheese.
Imagine, like, leaves go out, like he's buried himself.
Get the fuck away from my cheese!
And then he reburies himself to wait for his next target, a hapless blue jay. Like,
just can't wait for the one that attacks him instead of running away.
Have I ever told you when I went airSofting and what's his name? Eric buried himself in the ground? Yeah, Eric Andre. I went airSofting with him. It was pretty dope. Did I ever tell you that?
No.
Yeah, so we're airSofting in the woods and you have to drive like 1,000,000 miles so that like you're not on any private property or like anywhere where like it matters, you know what I mean? And so we're like out there, we're in it, right? And like we're losing. And they're like, Alex, be careful if you go that way. Eric's over there. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll definitely see him. Because I saw him earlier that day. He was wearing like the orange vest, the safety shit, right? And so I'm going and I hear like the smallest twig snap. And I'm like, oh. And I look down and down under a tree, like the base of a tree, he has dug out the ground and buried himself. And all I see are the blue of his eyes. And he sees me and I see him and his gun lifts and he just fires on my legs because I was like right in front. And that motherfucker, out of everyone in the whole goddamn party, put weighted fucking airsoft pellets in his goddamn gun. So I had these huge black welts on my legs of bruises where he just fucking pepper sprayed me.
I would...
Too much commitment.
Yeah. I would never go airsofting or paintballing. It's just...
They're super fun.
It does not sound fun to me.
I'm anti-gun and like it's super fun.
Just to go out there to be hurt.
It doesn't like real. If somebody doesn't fucking use airsoft, but it doesn't hurt. Did I ever tell you about the time at Halloween when I was wearing my sheriff's costume and I was like, Richard, shoot me? Did I ever tell you about that?
No.
Yeah, so I had a big old plastic sheriff's badge, right? And Richard was playing with my little like gun and he brought me an airsoft gun so that I could like finish my sheriff costume. And I was like, shoot me, Richard, shoot me right in the badge. And fun fact about sheriff's badges, they're concave. And the outer part of it curves outward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess that's convex, right? So it's convex on the outside, concave on the inside. And so when he shot it, the motherfucker ricocheted right into my eyeball. It's under my glasses and everything. So I was like, yeah, and like, all everyone could do was laugh because like I asked for it. I wasn't mad and it was just so stupid funny. Like of course I'm like shoot me and it shoots right into my eyeball. Like that's what I deserve. But it was still really funny.
That's some Christmas Story bullshit.
Yeah, and then that same night Ryan showed up and when he was in the doorway and I'm in the living room all the way across the house, right? He shows up and he goes, hey, Alec, from the doorway and raises his hand up and I point the gun and I fire it, right? I'm thinking nothing's gonna fucking happen, right? I'm at least 40 foot away from this fool. I hit his thumb dead on with an airsoft pellet and he's like, oh, what the fuck? I just got here and you shot me. And I was like, I didn't know, dude. I thought I was gonna shoot above you. I'm gonna fucking know I was gonna. You think I have dead shot? I can barely see you right right now with my glasses on. Oh my god.
That is so
it was
funny.
I was that was like the night of marksmanship, but like all shitty. All of it was
shitty.
bad.
Oh man.
Good times.
My only experience with paintball.
We should go airsofting.
Is my older brother, his girlfriend at the time, and his best friend all were gonna go paintballing, and they left. And when they left, they were like so excited. They're like, "Yeah, we're gonna have so much fun, blah blah blah." And then I remember them coming back, and I remember them knocking on the door, and I went and I looked up through the peephole because I didn't want to let any strangers in the house. And all of them were standing at the doorway with the like red, dejected faces, and like they all like limped inside. And, like,
those fools lost.
Yeah, and it was just like, that doesn't look fun. Why would I do this when I could just play laser tag instead?
I got 2 paintball stories. You want? Oh, and a laser tag story.
Yeah,
Fuck
go
it.
ahead.
Should I tell you all these stories?
Yeah.
All right. Paintball story 1. My friend had a knife, one of those retractable knives where when you like hit someone, it just goes inside of itself, right? And the 2 of us jerry-rigged and made it so that we could open the bottom of it. And then we filled that shit with paintballs. And then he took it to the paintball course, and when he like ran out of bullets, he kamikazed into the battle and pulled out the knife and then stabbed someone. And when you stab it, you know the knife retracts. It blasts all the paintball. What are they called? Pellets? What do you call the paintball? Just paintball balls. And so the paint spewed out of the hole, and he technically got a hit with it. And that was it was a joint creation, but like. We should sell that en masse, because how fucking cool is it when you run out of paintballs to just
be like,
pull out a knife and you're like, ah! And you just stab someone and still win? Like, that's great.
Amazing.
All right, paintball story number 2.
Yes, cool.
One time, me and my mom, when I was a child, went to the fucking woods in the mountains in California, and we found a paintball. The only thing is, we didn't know it was a paintball. And so we were like, what the hell is this? And it was like yellow, and we were like poking it, right? And we're like, I don't know what it is. And Mom's like, I'm going to poke it with a stick. And so my mom poked it with a stick real hard, and it squirted directly into my eyes and blinded me. And so my mom was like, that could have been a pellet of rat poison that I just sprayed into my child's eyes. So my mom got the forest warden. What do you call those?
The forest ranger?
The ranger. Brought him over, and he was like, rat poison, oh my gosh, we have to call it in, like let me see your daughter, well I'll bring her to the eye wash station. And the second he came over and saw the carcass of the paintball, which was still on the stump we were playing with, he just started fucking laughing, and he was like, ma'am, oh my god, I'm so sorry. That's a non-toxic paintball. Your daughter is fine. Just give her a second. She'll cry out the rest of the yellow. And he, like, could not contain how stupid he thought both of us were. But, like, neither of us had seen a paintball at that point in our lives. Like, what the fuck? And then my laser tag story is, I went to laser tag with, like, Kevin and them. And we did it. I did abysmal, because of course I did, because I'm horrible at stuff like that. And when they gave us the scorecards, it shows who shot who and how, right?
Yeah.
And one of the scores was me shooting myself.
Is that even possible?
The attendant, the underpaid, fucking, like, the same, like, 16 or 17-year-old, just like us, he was the same age, pizza-faced kid, was like, in my entire 4 years of working here, I have never seen someone shoot themselves before. And, like, so many factors play into this. There are no mirrors on the field. The gun is attached to your backpack thing, you can't even turn it around far enough to hit your chest pad.
Yeah.
None of them could figure out how I shot myself. And Kevin was just, like, beside himself. He was like, of course fucking Alex figured out how to break the fucking game and shoot herself. Like, that's amazing! And I'm just like, fuck you, fuck this game, fuck everybody here.
That's so funny.
You want to know what my guess was now that I've talked for, like, 40
minutes straight? Yeah, I was
minutes
gonna say,
straight?
what's your guess?
You were close with greenery. It was a spool of vines wrapped up in one of those garden hose dispensers. The like plastic unit, and it's like
well, you roll it up.
And it's like a vine, and it's like completely wrapped around it, and you could probably like pull the vine out and then roll it back up onto the spool like a hose.
It's pretty cool.
Thank you.
I like that.
Do you want to go? You want to take a turn and then finish this puppy out?
Oh yeah, sure.
What kind of puppy is it? I said puppy, but I'm gonna make you tell me what kind of puppy.
It's a little corgi.
A corgi puppy.
With his little floppy ears, haven't stood up yet.
So cute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Little heart butt.
Heart butt.
All right, let's see here. Let's get the thing going. Let's get the things. All the things. And go.
We've got an embassy. It looks fancy. It's got the wrought iron gates and shit. And you're like, ooh, what's the embassy for? So you look at the flag hung on the embassy, and it's a flag of tire treads. And you're like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah, what's this
I don't
an
know.
embassy for?
Maybe it's the auto embassy.
This is the embassy for the Daytona 500.
It's the Michelin Man embassy. I don't know, but yeah, that's the. And you're just like, I don't know which one it is. It's the one with the tire treads, I guess.
You gotta go to the tire tread embassy.
I gotta go to the tire tread embassy. It's the only place where I can get my car registered.
I'm
That's,
here
oh
in
my
America
God.
and I lost my passport. I gotta go to my country's embassy. What's your country? Oh,
Toyotathon.
Toyotathon. I'm from Fordlandia.
You're from Toyotathon.
Toyotathon.
In
The
this
far
house,
distant land of Toyotathon.
we stand Toyotathon.
Fuck those Honda days, bastard.
Honda days can shove it up their ass. So did I nail it?
Mm-mm.
What do you mean?
Not even a little bit.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Fuck you.
No, mine.
By the way, I didn't say that last episode
You did
with
not.
Nick.
You did not.
Nick cured the how do you means.
I mean, that episode was so fucking...
So good. Listen
so
to their
good.
guest episodes
Yeah.
if you don't want to listen to us talk about paintball and Waterparks.
If you don't want to listen to us talk about paintball and water parks, you can go to last week's episode where we have a third person here and we talk about old baseball stadiums and Chris Farley. It's actually really fantastic.
It's absolutely... He trounces us in every way.
Oh my god, he fucking raked us over the coals.
Oh, for sure, Z's.
So my guess was it was a dog
Dog.
that has the ability to shapeshift
Okay.
into a person.
I was ready for you to say other dogs. I was like, what a
know,
dumb,
like, what a-
useless power.
Okay, but it's still a dumb, useless power because he can shapeshift into a human, but
So
he
we've
can
got-
still only bark.
So we've got a reverse Shaggy Dog situation.
Yeah, except for now,
Does he turn into Tim Allen?
I wasn't specifically thinking of Tim Allen.
He's a
but-
dog who can only shapeshift into Tim Allen.
But he can't talk like Tim Allen, but everybody thinks it's still just Tim Allen because he's just going...
And they're like, I remember Home Improvement. And then they smack him on the shoulder and leave, and he's just like, I want a T-bone steak. Every time I take this form, everyone just laughs at me.
Why does everybody just keep doing finger guns at me and going, tool time?
Hey, how's
Al?
Oh, I'm glad that's where our mind waves just had to align for how's Al. Have you talked to Wilson lately? Social distancing, am I right? Wilson, the original social distancer.
And then he's just over there like...
And they're like, ha! Good one. Just leave. Oh, man. Poor dog who can only shapeshift into Tim Allen. I feel bad for him now. He's just trying to live out his dog dreams of driving. I don't know. What if a dog could comprehend being a human, right? I want a dog with enough intelligence to understand the shape-shifting process, but not enough intelligence to overcome his vocal cord disabilities. So, like, if you were a dog that was self-aware enough to become a human, shut up, Mason. What would you want to do? What would a dog want to do, you think?
I don't know, but I gotta say real quick, While you were talking about that, I was just mulling over in my head. I was like, man, we've been talking about Tim Allen a lot this episode because we were talking about Galaxy Quest for so long.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was just like, when you were like, but he can't overcome, I could have swore you were about to be like, but he can't overcome his coke addiction.
Maybe he's done coke. I mean, I don't know what happened in Tim Allen's life.
Tim Allen has definitely done coke.
Damn, that's confident.
Well, I think he got arrested for at least possession.
Oh shit! I didn't know
That's like
that.
there's like a mugshot of Tim Allen that you can look up. I'm pretty sure there was like a coke charge, but
You're gonna really have egg on your face when you find out it was like for a marijuana cigarette.
I'm pretty sure
I
it was
know
coke.
it might have been coke. Whatever. I'll look it up. It'll go in the episode corrections. That's GuESPers.tumblr.com. And no, real quick. I'm not done yet. I want to know what a dog would do with the human intelligence. So Jubilee, my mom's dog, her thing is like she just like to like and like bust doors in, right? Yeah. So I'm just imagining Jubilee would just use her human hands to just open all of the doors. Like no bars anymore. She was just like nothing in here, and then like go back to her day. Let herself out whenever she wanted.
How would she interact with a pull door?
She wouldn't. She can only knows how to. That's it. Yep. No other way. You got one? You want to mind this train, or we chugging out to cleanup station?
I think that they would use their powers to sneak food.
Yeah, that's the biggest one. Tim Allen would just walk into a fancy restaurant and just start eating everything. And I'm like, oh, look at Tim Allen, and he goes, and you're just like, yeah,
classic.
You can have all the croissants in the display case. That's fine, Tim Allen. I'll put it on your card.
Hey, say there's a snake in my boot. Okay, that's funny, Tim. We get it. You were on Home Improvement, but like, I really want to hear you say there's a snake in my boot.
And he just like runs away on all fours.
He's really committed to this dog bit.
I can't believe they're making a Shaggy dog, too. And on that note, let's take this to Cleanup Junction. Choo-choo!
Choo-choo.
I already did the episode corrections thing. There's also a follow-along guest list. That also goes up on the Tumblr. We got a Twitter page where we do, I keep saying 5-minute memes, but I haven't been making any for the past few weeks, so I really need to make some 5-minute memes.
Make some 5-minute
Take
memes.
5 minutes, make a meme. That goes up on our Twitter page. That's at GuESPers Podcast. Mason, take over some. You do some.
Okay, so you hit up the Twitter.
Tumblr, so hit up the like.
So okay, well, I guess the best thing to know, even though you're already listening to this podcast somehow, is where you can listen to this podcast. You can pretty much listen to this podcast anywhere you fucking want to. We're on Apple Podcasts, and if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, you should rate us 5 stars because it helps other people discover the podcast. You can also listen on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Overcast, pretty much any other podcasting service that you can think of in your beautiful little brain. We also have a YouTube channel where you can watch the podcast. I say watch, it's pretty much just a picture.
Still image.
It's a still image of our logo over the podcast audio, but it's another way to listen to our podcast, and you should follow us on there if you want to.
Comment, subscribe,
like,
whatever.
Favorite, do whatever.
Do you, man?
Yeah, and I guess lastly we have an email, GuESPersPodcast@gmail.com.
Choose an email and I'll try to psychically read it. Nobody's taken me up on the challenge yet, and I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Come at me,
patiently.
Pacquiao.
Pacquiao?
Yeah, I'm calling Pacquiao.
I wonder what the Paxter's doing.
I don't know. Disgraced.
Disgrace.
I don't know. I feel like he got disgraced. Alright, Mason, take us on home.
We didn't get anything right today, but we sure had a lot of fun.
Yeah. I was sure you were going to sing Country Road.
This is where they're guessing and